Today we're taking a look at Spin King by Cameo Games. Spin King is a tile placing game where your goal is to defend your island from an invading force. You do this by placing various unit and building tiles around your king. These tiles get activated by the king spinning around with the scepter and hitting the tiles. You can level up your tiles by merging the same kinds of tiles together, like archers with archers or bears with bears. Your king gets 3 lives. After each life, barring the last one, your king goes and does a mega spin, taking out all the enemies while replenishing your army. This game is going to be rated E for everyone. In terms of enjoyability, this game is alright. Its gameplay is very straightforward, but it doesn't have any real draw to keep me engaged. Granted, that may be in part due to the fact that as of the making of this video, the game is less than a month old. However, part of the problem is that sometimes it feels like the game is screwing you over with the cards you get at the end of each round. You get a minimum of 3 cards that can be either unit or building cards, and these cards can make or break your run. And unfortunately, I felt like I frequently got cards that did not actually help me. Granted, part of that seems to be the inherent randomness of what you get, but it can really make it difficult for you to actually, win. And on top of that, sometimes the enemies you encounter will just overwhelm your troops and there's nothing you can do about it in spite of the good cards you may have gotten. One of the things that can make this a lot more frustrating is the fact that your archers have terrible timing sometimes. And that can be in part depending on the position of your archers and where the ships are actually coming in, so it can take a bit of time for them to get in position. Unfortunately, the problem with this is that when your archers do actually start to shoot, they wind up shooting the enemies right as they jump off the ship, causing them to miss, and thereby letting the enemy get a foothold on your island. And that can kill any hope you have of winning. And I know this doesn't sound like a huge deal, but if you get your archers leveled up and you have enough of them, they can wipe out entire boats before they even hit the shore, so this can really get annoying really fast. On a different note, there's also an issue with the audio. It's challenging to hear, but there is music that plays in the background. The only problem with this is that it's almost completely overwhelmed by the background noise. And on top of that, you can't even turn the background noise off. Only the music, which you can barely hear in the first place. So with this in mind, I'm going to be giving this section a 4 out of 10. At this point in time, I haven't run across any ads, so this section is getting a 10 out of 10 as a result. There's also not even any store in the game, so at this point, there's not even a possibility of there being any microtransactions. So, this section is getting a 10 out of 10 as a direct result. One of the big things with longevity is the ability to play a game for long periods of time, or at least be able to have it keep you coming back to the game day after day. This game falls short on that front. Between the lack of balancing and the lack of anything else to keep you engaged, it makes it difficult for me to want to play this long term. This section gets a 4 out of 10 as a result. After everything is said and done, I would give this game a 4 out of 10. The lack of game balance and there not being a whole lot else to keep you engaged makes it so that I can't reasonably give this game a higher score. And this is in spite of there being no ads, no microtransactions, and the fact that you can play this in airplane mode. There is, however, a bit of hope though. This is still a very new game, and on a fundamental level, it works. So, my hope is that future updates will fix the problems I mentioned earlier in the video. However, until that happens, this score will stand as is. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to see what comes next. Now remember, you all are awesome, and I will see you in the next video. This is Nodmportant, nodding off.